VCR Redux will begin in T-5 minutes.
What the fart is VCR Redux?
It's the show where we take movies from the VCR era and bring them back to today.
How do we do that?
Well, we start by talking about a VHS classic, and usually you'll say something like,
I haven't been this uncomfortable since I watched Meatballs 4, Meatballs to the Rescue with my parents. Oh yeah, or you'll say something stupid like,
I wish we lived in a world where the Garbage Pail Kids made as many movies as the Muppets.
but I know you'll always see it through with a positive attitude.
I hate this movie, I hate being here, I hate all of this. Oh, Jamie Kennedy. Oh, well, shit. Well, let's go for this.
He was in Son of Mask. This is genius.
I am not a gamer. I'd rather read books. I'm just
Ian's like the old lady that's like, I got video game monsters, I got toy monsters in here.
As long as we respect the passion and the artistry that went into these films.
You know, obviously they took this movie, it's 93, right? And you're like, what do you want to see in your Mario movie? And they're like, oh, we want it to be grim, we want a lot of death, we want tits and ass.
Oh, and then we start the pitch ideas with modern day sequels like
Weekend at Bernie's 3, Cocaine Mountain.
Sometimes we take it kind of seriously.
I'll watch a Paul Verhoeven alien movie.
Oh my gosh, that alien will have more vaginas than anything you've ever seen in your life. Sometimes this Hawaiian shirted fool will pitch something stupid like,
I would take out the virtual reality stuff and just have it be about Jeff Fahey mowing the lawn.
Sometimes the best pitches come from the live chat.
Alex Bonafonte also pitches Grand Theft Starfighter Vice Galaxy.
wait, I thought I had the best pitches.
And what happens at the end of the movie? The ultimate fart. The fart that the warmth goes like all the way down to your socks.
The only rules are, there are no rules. Sometimes we cross over franchises.
Only the truck from Tango and Cash can kill Christine.
And sometimes we travel back in time.
Like 1995 is missing a good Universal Soldier sequel.
But you never know what we're gonna pitch next.
What do you want? Do you want Daniel Stern behind like a muzzled mask? Like,
We all know it should be Pesci behind the mask, and like underneath the mask, you should hear him going like fritter, 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 fritter.
you are so proud of yourself for that one. I can't stand you.
I would also love to see a Charles Bronson version of It's a Wonderful Life.
What?
Direct to DVD.
If you made a shot-for-shot remake of Scarface with Goofy as Al Pacino, it would be amazing.
Oh my God.
Dorsey, you need me to be the bad guy.
It's like the worst 1987 Disney movie Disney's ever made. Schlongo, directed by Jim Wynorski.
Like, I would watch a whole bowl of that.
Do the John Holmes story. Add a comedy spin to it.
Wow, the Wonderland murders are so funny.
I'd watch it on my mobile.
Something happens and he goes into a coma. He gets like, hit by a car or something. I know this is dark, but like, bear with me. He's got to go on.
Did you just go like Hard to Kill with Ferris Bueller?
I'd watch it on my iPad.
If you want to just like throw in the kitchen sink, I mean, it all works. Like Alien versus Predator versus RoboCop, like if that works. Alien versus Predator versus Terminator, that works.
Alien versus Predator versus Ernest, that works.
That works.
I respect everything you just said. I need David Silver and Terry Silver and the Sloan family all learning the Quicksilver, but they're doing it in Breakin' 3 Hydraulic Boogaloo. And it's underwater. It's gonna be incredible. Eat your fucking shit out, James Cameron. I got the underwater movie you can't touch.
That was the most disgusting thing I've ever heard in my life.
Mr. Toxie Goes to Washington.
My ass would be in the theater tomorrow.
If Harley Quinn gets 7 movies, then Tank Girl should get at least 70.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard of in my life.
I mean, why should we even bother with Look Who's Talking when Air Bud is soaring to new highs?
All I know is I want Danny McBride.
I want him doing anything other than writing Halloween movies, honestly. Anything that keeps him away from that fucking job, I'm for it.
Just let him talk out of his butt. I don't care how he does it.
I'd rather not.
Austin Powers doing the Macarena.
That would be the opening credits. Come on.
But we have not yet had Die Hard on a half pipe. What if John McClane Jr. was a pro skateboarder and also an avid machine gun enthusiast? Skate or Die Hard.
What up, virtual people? Welcome to the 208th episode of VCR Redux. We take your favorite franchises out of the analog era and bring them back to 2025. I'm your host, pop culture punk Chris Stiles, joined as always by my co-host with the most complaints, film professor Ian Klink.
Ooh, Werewolves of London.
And we have two radical guests on the show tonight. First up, the VCR's favorite champion of Street Fighter II Pop Punk Edition, Steven Zangief Anderson is back on the show.
Thank you.
And rounding out this righteous crew, the VCR's favorite location scout, Michael Ricci, is back on the show.
Hello. Thank you for having me back.
Thank you for coming back. We are here today to sip tea at the Slaughtered Lamb, to break in Rick Baker, and to take John Landis from thriller to killer. That's right, folks. This world needs American Werewolf in London 3, and we're here to give it to you. But before Ian gets gassed up on howling crossovers, we got a dish on how American Werewolf in London came into our lives and what we love about it. And of course, that goes double for you at home and everyone watching the live chat. Was it Love at First Laserdisc, Vital VHS? Hit us up in the chat and let us know how American Werewolf in London came into your lives. But Michael, when did you first get American Werewolf in London?
Werewolfed.
That's
I will just say I love werewolves. Like, that's my thing. You know, you might like Dracula or like zombies. I used to really like zombies a lot, but I realized that werewolves are my thing. And I'm so glad to be on this episode.
Football werewolves, you got 2 weeks of like your shit in a row.
Yeah, no, I mean 2 weeks in a row. How can you beat it? It's awesome. I think it's like my 20th episode too, so I'm really excited.
No, you get your jacket,
tattoo, like XX, you know.
Welcome to the club. Yeah,
you get the club jacket.
No, my
the
first
20s.
time getting werewolfed. So I was -2 when it came out, so that I didn't see it when it came out in theaters. I would have. I don't think my mom she would have been like pregnant with me in the theaters for this.
2 years.
Although she did tell me how she saw a Texas Chainsaw at a drive-in once, so that was a cool story. But I think I saw this actually was at like a sleepover thing. Like a friend, his birthday was like in October, and it was like, okay, scary movies, and the parents just got like a bunch of movies with the classic monsters, and they were like, oh, this is the werewolf one, and they didn't know like what else was in it, you know. So it was pretty awesome, and I think it was like the one we watched when like parents went to bed, you know. And I thought it was awesome. I thought it was so cool, and I only realized way later like reasons, like ways the movie was made that make it sort of elevated. I just loved it for the transformation. You know, I just thought that was the coolest thing. I was eating on my popcorn, like in my sleeping bag, like everybody was chilling out. Like I was really scared too. I'll say that. Like when my mom picked me up in the morning, I was like, no, I was cool, you know?
That reminds me of when I first saw Amityville 4, and yes, that's the one about the lamp. I can't wait to do Amityville side note.
Amityville 4, The Evil Escapes.
This is why we're friends.
You almost have to do it live from Amityville. You know what I mean?
Oh, God, don't tempt me. Steve has family from Amityville.
Let's do it. I'll ride out there. I'm in Brooklyn.
It's your family that did that?
Probably.
That was Stephen Lutz, the Lutz family.
No, that wouldn't surprise me.
When did you and the rest of the Lutz family first get American Werewolf?
I don't know. You know what? I've seen this movie so many times, and I love it. But all I ever remember is the first 10 minutes and then the transformation. And everything else, like watching a brand new movie all over again. I'm trying to think of when I first would have seen it. It was way too young, I'm sure. But I'm with Mike on this one. I'm a big werewolf fan too. That's always been my favorite thing.
Right?
We don't get enough of it. There's not enough werewolf representation.
I tried to get Chris to do it all month. Of course, he wouldn't do that.
I feel like I love werewolves, but I somehow feel like I may be the smallest werewolf fan on this thing, because I feel like Ian, you're a pretty big werewolf guy too, aren't you?
It sounds like a good idea on
Ian
paper.
loves the howling more than life itself. Why am I even asking?
Give me the howling.
The original howl. Yeah, we're not going to talk too much about that because we have to do that episode. But
Yes.
I'll bring it back to this and say this suffers much like that does from the sequel. That Bloody Disgusting has the sequel here, Paris, as one of the 5 most egregious, offensive, like stupid horror movies of all time.
Oh, for sure. I mean, it's like that and Crocodile Dundee in Las Vegas. Like, there's just what could possibly be worse? I can't imagine it.
I'm gonna defend it later.
I mean, it's watchable.
Man. Of course you
watchable,
later.
But it does
it's-
offend the original, and I would say that about Howling 2
Yes,
as well. Howling 2 offends the original.
Christopher Lee offends no one.
Oh, Michael, we're fighting because all right, here.
There's a
You know what?
sequence in
I'll
Howling
save
2.
it for Howling episodes. I'll save it.
Yeah,
I'll save
different,
it.
different.
Yeah,
I mean,
very
you
much-
howl
yes.
in this episode for
Like
sure.
Ricci will return in Howling,
Howling
19,
8.
the
New
quadruplials.
breed or something. Yeah.
The quadruple.
But no, I think what's wild, what I mean by like this movie being different, they shot this movie in order, like in sequence.
You
And I
wouldn't
think it
tell
shows.
from watching it.
Yeah,
You think so? Really?
I think so.
I think they forgot to shut off the camera a lot, and then we're like, oh shit, we'll just use it, right?
I mean,
Yeah,
I,
I think
love the
I
stuff.
will back him up.
Well,
There's
part
a
of,
few
well, part
moments.
of that wasn't part of that because Rick Baker, in his process about how the Griffin Dunn character, they really wanted to like do it that way, where it was like they really didn't know how to like
Yeah, and a lot of it, I mean,
something like
I mean,
that. Like
Steve isn't wrong. A lot of it was improvised. Like a lot of
Yeah,
sequences
you can. I mean, this
with
movie.
him and Griffin Dunn are just get him
This
in the
movie,
makeup and do some stuff.
It's not particularly well directed or well shot or well paced or whatever. But however, the amount of charm and the great casting decisions and the special effects, all all more than make up for.
Oh
that.
yeah,
Yeah,
Oh,
but
back
like
that up.
technically, it's
by
not
a competent director who did a good
Right.
job. Yeah,
a way more competent director than this portrays him to be. Like it's crazy.
I mean, this
how-
is one of his own favorites. Too.
Yeah, I love it. I think it's great. But like,
There's
if
little
you-
things in this movie. One thing I caught rewatching it for this. Did you see like what's playing in the like one of the nightmare sequences on a TV? Like Chris is gonna love this if he doesn't know.
Sesame Street too.
Yes, it's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Muppet
yeah.
Show. It's the
Oh,
Muppet
that's right,
Show.
yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
And it's
yeah.
a portion that was like never shown in the U.S. So I guess most Americans, when they saw this, they thought that was like fake because it had never. So it's almost like a long lost Muppet clip that's in this.
It's also
movie.
it's weird that Frank Oz is also in this. Like
Yeah,
as
it
the
is.
the consulate guy or whatever it is.
I don't know.
Hi, your friend's dead. Hi, how are you doing?
John Landis loves to put directors in his movies. So
Yeah, I know
if you
that's a
watch his
Landis thing.
movies, he always puts film directors.
Beverly
I
Hills
mean,
Cop
there's-
3 is the best of that though. Like nothing beats that.
There's a lot of weird things about this movie. Like
Oh,
literally, Landis just chose London. He said because of like Jack the Ripper and Jekyll and Hyde and like Gothic sort of Victorian. And I'm like,
Sure,
that's,
right?
that
'Cause,
kind of makes no sense.
None
Yeah,
of this. There's so
agreed.
much of this that doesn't make sense, and I'll direct you towards the Nazi zombie dream sequence that we first get, which is just nothing and never really matters or comes back. I mean, almost everything he does that you would expect out of a werewolf movie, massacring people and doing whatever, that's all off screen.
Yeah.
That's weird. The weirdest part, and then I'll stop talking about how weird this stuff is when he's sitting there in the porno theater with his friend, and then they just randomly will cut the conversation to direct straight on shot to the actual porn movie that they're
See you
watching
next
that
Wednesday?
they've been watching in the background. And at one point in the porn movie, the woman who's in it or whatever, I guess they had finished or whatever, and then she just randomly cuts to the screen to show her in a scene answering the phone, and just says, "Oh no, I'm sorry, you have the wrong number," and then hangs up the phone, and then they cut back to when that's going on, and I'm like, "What the fuck am I watching? This is insane!" Like,
Well,
That might be the
yeah,
best. That might be
that's
my
another one.
favorite artistic choice in the movie.
I love it. I think it's
here's
great.
the thing, though.
but, yeah.
Originally, in the original script, because
It
Landis
was
wrote this. He wrote this in like 1969.
Right.
And like it just took all those years for him to get
Yeah.
clout enough to do it. The original thing, when he first wrote it in 1969, all of those theaters in London were actually cartoon theaters for like kids.
Oh.
And he used to go because he loved cartoons, and so he would watch all these great, 35 millimeter prints of cartoons like Tex Avery, and Looney Tunes, and all this stuff. Well, so in the original script, they're watching cartoons.
Yeah.
Well, when he
Wow.
went back
It
in
doesn't-
1979,
Which
to
makes it that
location-
much weirder that it
Oh,
goes.
yeah, when
from
he went
cartoon
back to do
children
location
porn
scouting.
theater.
they had
Yeah.
turned into those kind of theaters. So he just said, "Well, I'll switch.
Let's shoot a fake porn with some really weird.
Well, and so in the
funny
script,
scenes.
it's one of those
What is this?
Big Bad Wolf cartoons.
Right, that would make sense. That would track.
And I would have kept that. Honestly, truthfully, I would have kept that. I
that
think
would have
that
made a lot more sense. It was so
more.
What does this movie look like on paper? Like, what does it look like reading?
Well,
the
I
script?
always just thought that was more like to get the wolf in the theater. You know what I mean? To get it like busting out. Like
that's why it's odd to take moments to like
just cut
because that to me,
like, yeah, I'm here to fix that on a cable.
What are you doing here? I'm not your wife. Oh.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Yeah, what? Oh, sorry. Goodbye. It's hysterical, but I can't imagine that when you read that, without getting what he's going for, that it makes any fucking sense.
Yeah. I mean, some of those sequences, like when the wolf comes, like when they come out of the theater and stuff like that, I thought it looked a little bit like bits of Ghostbusters, like when when
Hell Dogs, Demon Dogs.
Yes, Hell Dogs. Yeah. Thank you. And then I read some stuff that originally the Polygram executives like wanted Dan Aykroyd and John Belushi like for these roles originally, and I was like, holy shit. Would that have been the best thing ever, or actually the worst thing because of this movie being random in some spots? Well,
I think it would be detrimental to take Griffin Dunn out of this movie.
And I think David Naughton does a really good job too. Like just as that guy. Like I almost shudder to think today if you did this and they'd want Paul Rudd, and I'd be like, no, don't do that.
Well, nothing could be more horrific than Neighbors. That's
Well, that's the old.
I think that would be too much of a
switch,
of a weird shock.
That's a deep cut there, people.
This is a John Avildsen joint.
I did.
That you did. You went there. All right. Well, when did Iowa Ian go get American Werewolf in London?
So I was probably in middle school, and there was this. I don't know what it was, but like. Comedy Central it must have been during Halloween because they started playing a lot of like horror comedies on Comedy Central, and I'd read and I'd seen pictures and some horror movie books about American Werewolf in London, and I'd always heard about this transformation scene, but I never really I never really saw a VHS anywhere that I could get my hands on, and so I heard about American Werewolf in London playing on Comedy Central, and man, I was just obsessed with it to the point where I recorded it on a VHS, and like the famous pool scene from Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
No, you didn't.
This is on the top list.
Okay.
He told the judge.
Well, this is on the top list of VHSs that would break because people wanted to watch the transformation over and over and over, and it would just the tape would break. So
well, if you had recorded it, then it would.
Yeah, well, that's why, and I kept rewinding the transformation, and I was very, very obsessed with that, and then not even making the connection as John Landis, not. That I grew up watching Spies Like Us and all these Three Amigos, but wow, this is a great horror comedy. Probably what everybody points to as the horror comedy. Next to probably Evil Dead 2 and Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein. I mean, it's up there.
I think I love that you call it Abbott. So I think the Three Stooges Haunted House stuff is on the all-time list of horror comedy stuff as well, as is next week's film. Spoiler alert, but we will get to that in a minute. There's actually a lot of great horror comedy. Beetlejuice, Little Monsters, like there's a lot. I get it.
And I think Werewolf in London is responsible for really. I mean,
yes,
because it is. It's one of those. It's too horrific to be a comedy, but it's too comedic to be horror.
That's the weird thing about it, though, is like I used to always I know that's what they said. The studio guys said about it. It's too scary to be a comedy and it's too funny to be a horror movie. And I kind of feel sort of differently about it now. I mean, we'll get to that. I do want to get to the live chat though. Let's see who is tuning in. Who I see in the live chat. So we got Angie Saunders, the mashup genius, Mikey Riffraff, the other mashup genius, Whiskey Four, the great Alex Bonafonte, Cobra Kai Never Dies, our good friend Joanne. Thank you so much for tuning in. Seth Meek as well. Thank you for tuning in. And Meg Klink and Gold's Code in the live chat. So great to see all our friends here. Gold's Code, by not choosing Silver Bullet, a superior film, you missed out on having a Cobra Kai crossover.
God dang,
pitch.
I love a Silver Bullet.
I love
Do we? Yeah.
So
I was gonna
I
say.
absolutely am shocked that we didn't do Silver Bullet. I'm shocked that neither
Terrible
of these movies got
werewolf.
done.
Look,
I love
I
that
think
movie.
it means, you know, like early into
The people
new
want
year,
Silver
at least
Bullet. We'll get-
something.
yeah.
Like,
We
yeah.
watched it recently too.
It's good.
It's always.
I love it.
I'm never
Terrible
too
werewolf.
far.
But you guys would watch it
Terrible
just for.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Totally.
I will say
Yeah.
there are certain things that
Yeah,
pair, like McDonald's and Bye Bye Love. You got to have a Coors Light when you're watching Silver Bullet. You got to have a Silver Bullet and taste the
Gotta kill some
Rockies while
werewolves.
you're silver bulleting. I'm just saying, either that or it's got to be an all Haim time.
Yeah,
Also, see
total Haim.
Caitlin.
I think you should
Yeah,
double
Mac and
feature
Nick
it
Summer.
with Mac at Me. Then you have two kid wheelchair.
No, that's
you know,
Bye Bye
wheel-
Love and Mac. and
We've
Me.
already
Then
done
you're
Mac
gonna
and Me on
dig
this
out a
program.
McDonald's.
Oh, that's right, we did.
Program.
We did, yeah. Mac and Me was a crowning moment.
I chose to forget that. Yeah.
I don't even know what world I'm in. That I was on a football episode last week, and I'm on a werewolf episode this week. Like it's pretty,
So,
it's pretty good.
I gotta say, Sean Gold though, he never fails, and he's still delivering. Even in that first message, he says, "A crossover pitch for Terry Silver Bullet. A man can't transform. He can't fight. A sigh." So for you Terry Silver fans, I know there's 2 of you in the live chat, so at least
you.
3 of you in the live chat. I hope you all enjoyed that as much as I do. Gold, because I saw this movie on TV when I was a kid. Had the bootleg VHS of the sequel, which was totally not worth it. I concur. That was very much not worth it. I know Ian's gonna go on a tirade about this for all his friends of the country club. Angie Saunders didn't like American Werewolf in London. Well, you may find some friendly opinions in this particular episode tonight. Also, the Nino of Retro Fiend Radio makes the finest canon martial arts docs in the live chat as well. Whiskey41 though, Alex Bonafonte says Jack Nicholson is my werewolf, but why are they called werewolves? Why not why wolves or when wolves or who wolves or how wolves? So I see what
Now
you
that's
did there,
great.
Whiskey.
That's
How wolf.
I like it. The Dr. Seuss, the Dr. Seuss
I
werewolf
got
story.
Seussed on the show.
We got fucking Seussed.
Dr.
Put
Seuss
that werewolf in a
directed
noose because you
werewolf
just
movie.
got Seussed. Nino, though, the Ninos, the first time I saw this was cable at my grandparents' house because they lived in LA and had the cool cable on their TV that was a huge fold-out projection with the 3 colored lights.
They had the
good
Z
old days.
channel.
Wow.
They had
Your
the Z
grandparents lived
channel.
the best fucking lives.
Yeah, that was
Damn,
back in
that's
the
why-
day too.
This is why Nino came out so fucking cool. He's also saying, I'm hoping Warlock is in the mix this October.
Oh.
Man.
Julian
Warlock is...
Sands Warlock?
Hate that movie. I
Yeah.
can't finish that movie. When he's
That's a-
buzzing around and stuff, that movie's.
Ian is way too aroused for me to sanction this. All right, so
Oh, that's a great film. God dang, that's a great film.
Going back,
we
yeah,
should.
yeah. Oh,
Warlock
sorry.
has got to
Yeah.
happen eventually. I can't promise it that fast, but pretty
I
fast.
just wanted to add this before we get to the chat. We're going back to what Ian was saying before. I think this movie works because they had the cojones to not like take the foot off the gas in either direction. And I think any movie that tries to be like a combination of like a mesh of genre and doesn't want to go too far one way or the other way just winds up usually being a lot of nothing and pretty boring. And this one went vastly like further than it needed to in the comedy direction to like
Well, what's an
weird
example
degrees.
of that, Steve? Like,
Yeah.
an
How
example
can
of
you
that example of that is him. I love when he's like in that bush nude. He's like, "Hey kid," you can't see him; it's just a bush. And he's like, he gets him to come over. He's like, "Oh, give me whatever for those balloons." But that whole scene comes back to his mom. He's like, a naked American stole my balloons. What?
I expected
Like, it's all
Benny
like-
Hill to like come around the corner.
Yeah, exactly.
Man. You
And
know?
then a couple minutes later, that car wreck scene, the cars mowing down people is so it's so like
yeah,
intense without even just
Bone
werewolves,
crunching
like, whatever.
horror.
Yeah, bone. Yeah, somebody's head gets exploded like over like under a tire. You know, like they didn't pull back from either direction. I don't think they kind of, and that's what makes it
Yeah,
interesting
I
and kind of
wouldn't call it,
charming.
like slapstick. I wouldn't say that.
No. I just mean like
I mean,
they-
some pieces I liked. Like when Griffin Dunn is in all that makeup and he's dead, and you're just looking at him in full light.
Oh yeah, it's
that's
awesome.
pretty awesome. How often
It's
do you
great.
get that in any movie?
Everything with Griffin Dunn in this movie
I know
is
it's-
fucking
and I know
awesome.
it's
Just like everything with
cliche.
Griffin Dunn in any movie is fucking awesome.
I know it's cliche to bring up, but man, with that little dangler,
Yeah,
and it's just dangling, which was a total accident. But man, you're just like, this is makeup effects right here.
So
This is just
I do want to get to my first time getting werewolfed in London.
Please.
American
That's
style.
something that happens in high school that you're out for like 3 weeks for. That's I don't like how this goes. I don't like this.
I caught werewolf worm from the wrestling mats.
I got werewolfed in London. I got to stay off the gym for 3 days.
Debbie, no, tall Debbie. She got werewolfed in London.
The other Debbie.
It would be a Deborah. I'm sorry, Deborah.
Always the other Debbie.
The other Debbie.
Always
No.
the other Debbie.
So isn't the
Debbie?
thing like
No.
with werewolf movies too? Like you have to rank them. It's just sort of like what you do with werewolf movies, and like for this
Okay.
one, the transformation's definitely number one, right? Like,
Oh, for
I don't-
sure, yeah.
I don't know if
100%.
I think it's not just the great werewolf transformation. I think it's just the great transformation scene. Like I don't care what morphing, schmorphing. Like this is the scene where something changes into anything. Like it's maybe this and the fucking Mr. Wilson's flower and Dennis the Menace for
Yeah, but I would say like it doesn't have best werewolf, and I think
Well, I
that's
like
what
it.
makes it fun because that for me is Monster
Yes.
Squad. Probably it's not even like a main.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
that depends. You know, there's Wolfman style and there's four-legged style. I feel like you gotta.
Yeah, I
you
kind of
gotta
like
kinda-
Wolfman style.
I
a
will
little
say
bit
this:
better.
I
when it
prefer
comes-
Wolfman
When it
style.
comes to
Depends.
werewolf movies, and you know, I've certainly seen my share. To me, it really your werewolf has to sell.
Yeah.
If your werewolf doesnesn't sell, for
Silver
me,
Bullet.
like Wolfen.
Silver
I don't
Bullet,
like
yeah.
Wolfen because to me that's not a werewolf.
Yeah, because it's just the big dog.
It's just a wolf. I mean, it's a,
Yeah,
it's a rabid
Wolfen's
dog.
good.
Well, on one side of the spectrum, you have Twilight, where he just turns into a big dog, and then the
Yeah.
other side you have Teen Wolf, you know, where he's more Michael J.
Yeah,
Fox.
Teen Wolf.
but
than-
You leave out a
What?
big one, Steve. When you Ginger Snaps is kind of a big
Oh,
one
right.
now,
Yes,
and
that's
thing.
true.
And Dog Soldiers is
See,
kind of a
Ginger
big
Snaps
one
worked.
too.
It worked. But like I remember, there's a terrible movie called Bad Moon.
Not that bad.
But the
wolf
werewolf is
awesome.
great. The werewolf is great in Bad Moon. I love the werewolf. It's just the movie itself is a little.
Oh
like,
come on! The guy goes to live in his sister's backyard or some shit.
yeah, but
and, like,
it's and Marilyn Hemingway is great. But the werewolf is cool in that movie.
Yes,
We're
Dog
getting
Soldiers.
really deep in the
Werewolves
weeds
are
here.
cool.
This is like
Halloween 5.
they're werewolf.
Halloween 5,
All
The
werewolf
Reaper?
related.
There is no werewolf. It's all POV shots.
I know it's sacrilege to go anywhere past, anywhere from the last 10 years and to the present with the movies.
I don't
But
know.
have you guys seen any of the like newer ones? Like they did a couple of
I
ones
saw
last
Curse.
year. They did that Frank Grillo
Curse
one.
is 22 years
There's,
old.
there's like a new one with
Okay,
Ethan
anyway.
Embry called
So they-
Alma and the Wolf that was actually pretty good. I thought
So
Ethan
they-
Embry was pretty good.
They did like they did that Invisible Man movie that was actually really
Yes.
great. Yeah, whatever
Yeah,
the
they
winner's
did a
at.
newer
Wolfman.
yes.
one, yeah, the Wolfman one or whatever, which was not as good as that.
It
but
wasn't.
then
It treated it like a virus. It wasn't as good. Yeah,
I'll tell you what, if you haven't seen that Frank Grillo one though, that's fun.
that one's ridiculous.
That's fucking fun, and that's some really good werewolf.
It's like the purge of wolf.
It's really
Well,
yes.
I mean, just to completely reference every other wolf movie we can think of, I have to say the
Yes.
words Wolf Cop because I got to see
Yes,
people.
'cause there's
Also in the
two
live
Wolf
chat,
Cops.
Captain Kyle saying Smoothwill. This movie was one of the best. I'm not familiar with that, but
There's a
I've seen
couple
that's a
older
werewolf
ones
movie.
too. I haven't seen. There's one called Mom, I guess, where this guy's mom, like it turns into a wolf lady or something.
Oh,
Are you talking
yeah.
about My Mom's a Werewolf with D.
No,
Wallace
there's
Stone,
that
the classic?
too.
Well, there's my
There's that
mother's
one, but there's one called
Fantastic.
my stepmother's a werewolf. Yeah.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
another one. Yes.
Oh, that's a fucking great cinematic. Roger Corman at his finest, right there. Oh, but okay. So
But to
before
get
we
a
get
little
to before we
back
get to
to what-
pitches,
To get a little
Oh,
back
sorry.
to what Steve was saying, it outside of any of the werewolf movies, like I do feel like movies like Shaun of the Dead would not exist without this movie. You know, like
100%,
this movie
no.
did something.
yeah,
I get it,
weird
yeah.
little- yeah.
And
I
there
don't
was
think- I don't
much
think
less
you can-
producers
I don't
saying
think
you
you
can't
can
do
do
that.
I think I still think
without
Teen
this.
Wolf is a superior horror comedy, but
That
because
is
it's
not
a better
a horror.
comedy.
There's nothing.
Really,
There's
like-
nothing horror in that. It's like
yeah, it's just a
it is-
comedy.
it's just a comedy.
It's a high
that,
concept.
that has
comedy.
the yeah, that has the element of like, wouldn't it be wacky if we were a family of werewolves?
Yeah, but I mean, it's
not-
just to me, it's like there's nothing
I'm a
really that
werewolf.
classically
Whoa.
funny
Yeah,
about Werewolf in
yeah.
London, but to me, Teen Wolf has absolute classic comedy moments.
Right,
So
but
that's why.
it's just a comedy, like it's
Right,
there's
yeah.
nothing-
So like to me,
It's
American
technically
Werewolf
a
in London
sports
is
movie
just
as
a horror
well.
movie.
Really?
Yeah, pretty much. Like, and I'll get to why, because the first time
Right.
I saw this movie,
Yeah.
I was 8 years old, and the opening scene, which I still consider to be one of the best fucking kill scenes in horror history, and the reason that scene scared the shit out of me as a little kid is because of Griffin Dunn. His acting is so fucking
yeah.
good. The way he's screaming, "Oh my God, he's killing me! Fuck!" Like that's some of the best acting in any horror movie ever. That kind of acting is really hard to do. People think that, it's, oh, anyone could do a shitty, trashy horror movie. Yeah, anyone could do it poorly. But to do that screaming for your life shit, that's actually really fucking hard acting to do. Because most people have to work completely from imagination. Most people haven't lived through that and are willing to recreate it as an actor, as a performer. So when I first watched the movie, that scene kind of prepped me, and it sort of like lit the fuse, and then that transformation scene just broke me. Like 8-year-old me, like I could not go on from that. Like once he finished transforming, I was like, oh, fucking get me out of this room. I was terrified, and it took me years. It took me until the movie fucking finally hit Comedy Central years later to be able to rewatch it to the end. And I remember even having an aunt of mine, whose our name is ironically was Debbie, telling me,
Debbie.
telling me that like you should go back and watch the rest of the movie. It's a comedy. I'm like, it's a comedy? Are you fucking nuts? Like that's not a comedy. That's some of the scariest shit I've ever seen in my fucking life.
Dude, that transformation.
I've seen a lot of horror movies, but
the fact that he lingers, he doesn't cut away a lot in this movie from scene or whatever, and that's what worked for this transformation. That's what made this so iconic, is that he's in agony for so much longer
it's a
than
lot of
you
pain.
think it's gonna. Yeah, and it's a lot of like.
Well, that's what his whole point was. It's like you watch the old Lon Chaney's, which I like. I mean, I love the old Universal stuff for what they are. But Lon Chaney, because what they did, they just did cross dissolves. It's just Lon Chaney just sitting in a chair, and he just cross dissolves and stuff. And they're saying if you really change into a werewolf, that's got to be painful. If your bones are
oh my God,
growing,
But it also goes back to what Chris said. He's just so great in this part. He like kills all the elements of it, and he's charming enough to carry you through the weirdness of it too.
I mean, both of them, they are both fantastic in this movie. David Naughton and Griffin Dunn, like no question about it. That carries so much of the movie. To me, like it's just one of those things where like they say like, oh, if you like imagine the Dark Knight and you take the Joker out of it, then it's just like the whole movie falls apart, or the Joker's not played by whatever.
Yeah,
and that's the
Batman's
way
like
I feel
a
about that's
negative
the way I feel about
space.
Griffin
Yeah.
Dunn in this movie, more so even than David Naughton, who's incredible. But I feel like if you take out the Griffin Dunn stuff, it all just falls. There's like nothing. It's just like a transformation scene.
And that's
it.
brilliant too, because that has nothing to do with any werewolf lore. There's nothing about like by the way, if you're a werewolf and you have victims that you kill while in werewolf form, they'll come back to haunt you as ghost zombies. They're like
And it just
deteriorating.
kind of happens. Like that's almost one of the only things in the sequel that starts connecting it to the first one.
Right.
Is they do that in the sequel.
The ghost
right? His
thing,
buddy
yeah.
comes back.
They don't even explain a thing of it. You just expect it to be like, oh, right, that's what happens when
Now, to clarify,
someone.
But I could
I
believe.
don't agree at all with American Werewolf in Paris. However,
Mhm.
I wish they had just gone with traditional werewolf transformations, and I don't think that movie would be as bad as people make it. But because
Yeah, I mean the actual werewolf running around just looks like a weird dog. Like
it's a weird thing. They don't if they just repeated the first wolf,
right?
I think it would have been a better movie. I just do.
There's a lot of ways that the second one can be a much better movie. Yeah,
right. Yeah, totally. But it's also a product of its time too. Like every horror
it's
movie,
very
Tom Everett. I like
it
Tom
feels like
Everett.
you're watching.
I'm
MTV.
sorry.
Yeah.
Tom Everett's good in that movie.
It's got
There's
that,
one
like,
thing
he's
for
great in
that.
everything.
Tom Everett.
It's got that like that blue green the underworld. Everything looked like
It
that.
wants to be underworld at times.
It does.
Yeah,
It does.
every movie in this genre looked exactly like that. They're too dark and weird. You know what I mean?
This
Like,
is just one of those times where like CG looked like it was made for TV and not even real TV,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
Fox TV.
Well, they do
you
that
know?
weird like wolf vision that is
Nah.
actually looks a little like Wolfen from like 20 years before.
It does.
But
That's what
it
that
looks
shit was
like
on Buffy
orange
too. I'm
tinted,
pretty
whatever,
sure. Yeah.
and like that
Oh
looks
my
terrible
gosh.
and makes no sense. Like we sort of see her transform, and she's got all these extra nipples. It's like really strange. Like there's so many things in that movie that take me out of what I'm watching that I'm like, wait, what was that? I just don't even want to connect it to and then I just
think
want
the
to watch the
greatest,
first
yeah,
one.
the greatest thing of that movie is probably the title. I don't know why, but it's like, oh, that's a creative title. It's American
Yeah,
Werewolf.
I mean,
No.
for what it was, yeah. I mean, you're moving across Europe. Totally.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's no Look Who's Talking Now, but
Oh,
it's all right. It's good.
Oh.
I guess it passes. Yeah. So I mean, we're past pitch time now. For
Yeah.
everyone in the
Pitch
chat,
it.
let us know what you do and don't want to see in another American Werewolf. Where do you want it to go? I mean, that's
More
the
nipples.
All right.
Where do we?
more dog.
More
More dogs. More
You like that,
dogs.
Steve? You're glad I
running
brought that
around.
up. I brought that
I
up.
did.
I don't know where it goes. I just want this title:
Okay.
a European werewolf in America.
Oh,
Let's
I
reverse it.
would have gone with a Canadian werewolf in like, somewhere in America if you're doing that. Like Canadian werewolf in Philly or something. Canadian
That's
werewolf in
weird.
Yeah.
Jersey.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Like an Australian werewolf in Japan. Yeah, you get it going.
The funny thing is that like unless it's again American in another place, then it won't really track for us, right? That's the whole point of it. Is that these
Well,
guys
it does
go,
have to be. Yeah, it has to be. An
You have to
American
be-
werewolf
yeah.
in another.
It has to be
Well,
somebody.
It also has to keep a little bit of a love story. I mean, that's what kind of tracks through the thing. too.
Kind of,
Right.
sure, I guess, but yeah, I mean, there are technically love interests. Those are for like 4 hours, and they never really have any scenes together. But
The
yeah,
only
sure.
thing
Yeah,
I
I
can think
mean,
of is
I
an
don't know.
American werewolf in Italy.
Sure, you can do any of
or
these.
American.
That would be
I
dope.
don't know if an American werewolf in Germany works.
That does work because
It works.
that's the kind of setting where you might get attacked by a werewolf. You can't do it in like, I don't know. Werewolves are from the.
I mean, you do
moors,
the
know?
Germany thing, and you could kind of connect to that weird fever dream from the first one. You could get a connection going there. Like that would be kind of cool. They tap into something, and that's where the dead people are, and it's like some hive mind.
I didn't even
thing.
see, and I didn't even think about that. The only thing I thought of was connecting to like those weird '70s like werewolf in the USS or the Soviet Union werewolf.
Oh, the
thing.
short from Grindhouse.
Yeah, which
the
there's
one
there
where
was
Nick
movies,
Cage
but-
is in there.
Yeah, but there was movies like that. There was like She-Wolf.
Oh yeah, there was like the she-wolves
Nazis
of
or
whatever.
something. I mean, it was like a weird subgenre there for like there's 4 or 5
Yeah, there was like women in prison, and then there was like nuns, and then there was like werewolf. ladies.
Nazi werewolves, like which is where I think he kind of got that from.
Sounds like my search history.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
actually, Ian,
don't
it's
look-
funny you bring that
don't
up because
look
that
this
is
up,
another
people.
deep cut werewolf thing, and it's the only like fake trailer in Grindhouse that has not been made into a movie now.
It's true. Yeah, the Rob
They
Zombie.
made all the other ones, and all the other ones had sequels too, if you can believe that.
A Hobo with a Shotgun.
Oh,
is still
that's
the
right. That
greatest.
one does
Yeah,
not.
no
That one should
sequel.
have a sequel.
Well, Rucker Hauer, I mean, that is one of the great performances ever. That's a VCR episode I would love to
That
do.
movie's
just a
shocking.
fantasy.
Yeah, that
That
movie.
movie is amazing. I love Hobo with a Shotgun, and it's an ode to VCR. So maybe we could get away with doing a new movie like that. But there are pitches in the chat, so I do want to start there.
That's it.
Gold's Code, of course, leading us off. So it's time for Ian to cover his ears. But Gold's Code's pitch: Mitchell studies abroad only for the preps to sabotage his trip, causing him to get bit by a wolf. But they don't realize that this only enhances his blading. Half man, half wolf, all bra. Now he's howling down Devil's Backbone in the midnight race with no rules in An American Airborne. Howl at this, brah. Air Werewolf.
That's the dumbest title you've ever come up with, Sean.
I mean, Wereborn was there, but
Yeah.
I think that's...
Sean, that was the dumbest title you've ever.
Title aside, that is one of the best pitches I've ever heard in my life. It gives me everything that I love: werewolves and
Yeah.
rollerblading, and like that is just my childhood
I
dream
am
of
much
a film.
more stupider now because of
Yeah,
what you just
yeah, a
made me
little.
listen to.
I won
Isn't
too
that-
many bras.
Does that movie take place in Ohio? Wouldn't it be a werewolf?
There you go, an
whatever,
American Werewolf in
In
Ohio.
Ohio, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's Cincinnati. Yeah, I mean that's
Maybe it would
I
be
mean,
Ohio Beach. I don't know.
A
Yeah.
Canadian werewolf in Cincinnati. I mean, why not?
That sounds like the most boring werewolf one.
Oh, the air werewolf. Oh, I'm sorry. The air werewolf
Air
part. I've been
werewolf.
corrected. Was
Okay.
from Whiskey 4-1. So the great Alex Bonafonte. I'm surprised there's no Steven Seagal in that pitch, but I have a feeling we may not escape the episode without some Seagal sleazing his way in, which I look forward to greatly. But some more pitches. Mikey
What
Riffraff.
Blood
with a pitch.
Moon starring Steven Seagal? Like that's he's a werewolf. How great would that be?
The Slap Wolf starring Steven Seagal. The wolf. The,
Just
the wolf
fat,
of,
out of
oh
breath
God, yeah, the
werewolf
wolf of
standing straight up.
Walmart.
I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind
Maybe the
like
wolf of Walmart.
like buddying up the werewolf with somebody. Like I kind of liked an idea of him
Buddy,
almost like a Freddy where someone is a werewolf that he's like somehow you inject that into the narrative of a bigger horror celebrity, like Jason or
okay.
Freddy or something like that, and you like get that going somehow. Maybe it's more like a pack of werewolves or something, and like someone gets bit or something like that. Like
Honestly, now you're
Want
just
Michael
making me
Myers
think.
to be a werewolf?
I mean, if we're going down those roads, we could do an American Werewolf in space and just end this franchise.
Oh, you should. I think you should. An American Werewolf on the Moon. Like, come on. that'd
Oh,
be awesome.
American Werewolf on Mars. Fuck yeah.
No, on the moon. That actually makes a lot more sense.
Just make it Total Recall, but get a
And
werewolf.
werewolf on the moon.
There's a werewolf on the moon. Where was that idea, Roger Corman?
Where am I howling at?
So you're making me want the Joel Schumacher version, just like American Werewolf Forever. Yeah, and like the Lost Boys with werewolves. Just make it sexy teenagers, Santa Carla kind of thing. Like Schumacher could have crushed one of those.
Oh, that's
and
not a
you
bad
fucking know
idea.
it.
Like, send an American Werewolf on spring break. That would be kind of
Oh
awesome.
my God, yes, American Werewolf,
American
MTV
Werewolf at
Spring
Cancun?
Break. Oh,
And like they're
Yeah,
doing
great.
the VJ stuff with and the wolf just kind of like gets going in there like that, like a whole rampage. That'd be awesome.
A Canadian werewolf in Florida. Yes.
What is your
Yes.
obsession with Canadian werewolves? Like, I don't understand this.
They gotta be
He's just
Canadian.
super polite and friendly.
They got
for a werewolf.
Bigfoot up
Yeah.
there. They probably got werewolves too.
I love Canada. They got everything up there. They got Michael J. Fox. He's Canadian.
America's
What,
hat.
you're too good for Michael J. Fox?
America's hat.
Whoa.
Alex Trebek. Come on.
I was watching SCTV before you guys were even out of your
Yeah, you
papers.
were.
I don't want to
You
hear
were.
anything.
You
from
were wearing those sweaters before anything.
That's right. Well, better than a
Right,
Hawaiian shirt. But the point of a Canadian werewolf, I just don't like. Where's
This is
the
no
lore
point in being
of
Canadian. Yeah.
werewolves?
He's got to
He's
be
just a-
Canadian. I can't bend on this issue.
You
Mickey had
have
his
to,
fucking
sir.
Congo episode. I'm sticking my fucking heels down for once on this
Fine.
show.
See,
He's
just
got to be
now-
Canadian, or I'm out.
You only figure it out just because that slight accent at the end of some words that he throws out there.
If you got a fucking problem with that, you're not all right, eh?
Yeah.
I will tell you this: I would love if whatever this new version is, whatever the new American Werewolf movie is. How funny would it be if the newest one stole a lot of the cast from the Howling franchise and just started throwing them?
That'd be
in?
only
Like, you
funny
get-
to you.
you
Ian.
get
They're
Dee
so
Wallace.
old.
I also noticed
They're
that.
all so old.
It'd be
I don't
hilarious
care.
to
You get Dee
you.
Wallace, Robert Ricardo. You can get.
They're all like 80.
Yeah, who is the marsupial? one?
You can't even name the fucking marsupials on a dare.
I like how you-
I can name the movies. I just
I like
can't-
how you went with funny too. Like that wouldn't be cool or wouldn't be neat or wouldn't be whatever. Like,
I just think it'd be
funny.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be a
What would-
regular
what would
fucking
really
riot. It'd
sell
be knee
with
slaps.
this, right? Like if you could get the country or whatever to sort of sponsor it and you could actually film it there, then I mean I don't know why you don't just go deep into somewhere weird in Europe and dig into that. Make most of the movie about wherever you are. Like Croatia, go to the weirdest places in Croatia.
So, get weirder than that even. Just give me the weirdest 90s movie ever, like 1999 direct-to-video, An American Werewolf in Ireland 3, Leprechaun V, or something, just some horrible crossover that no one asked for.
He comes across
the
some of the
American
gold.
Werewolf versus the Irish Leprechaun.
Well, look, Dimension could have done that. Look, that is the company that bought the. Well, they did. They literally bought the rights to Hellraiser, drug that, God knows how bad to the ground. They
could have
had
done worse.
They had the Leprechaun movies. They drug that to the ground.
Children of the Corn, right into
Children of the Corn,
fucking
Michael
corn
Myers.
right
They-
off the cob.
He was buying all of those franchises, and the only thing that saved it is John Landis had approval. Like they could make the movie. It's just he had to approve the script, and he read a bunch of them and is like, no, like.
So he signed off on American Werewolf in Paris.
He signed off on American Werewolf in Paris
He
because
did.
as a script,
What was the first draft?
as a script, it's good. It's just in the execution. I think it's a good story. It's just in.
I mean, it makes a lot more sense. It's a lot more of a you know, if you sit there on paper or whatever, like the first one is so out there. You know what I mean? This one's actually like follows the story, and it kind of makes sense. And you
why wouldn't it? People bungee jump off the Eiffel Tower all the time. It makes sense. As
Dumbest
a story.
sequence.
I mean, not that,
stupid
but yeah.
But in execution, it's
no matter how you do it, it's dumb. It's so stupid.
I agree.
Everyone reacts correctly
His face
in the
when he's
second
going
one to
back
what's
up
happening.
and his like, whoa, and he has the shoe. It's like, no, get out,
so
just
dumb.
get out. And he hits his head and he just goes to the hospital and he doesn't get arrested or anything, and he's like fine. Even though he hit his head on the fucking Eiffel Tower. Like, come on.
There's a
bungee jumping.
multiverse out there where Tom Everett is a big Hollywood, multi-billion.
He's like
dollar
Tom
star.
Hanks. He's like what Colin Hanks
He
wanted to be.
is. I'm telling you, Tom Everett was awesome. It's still
Well,
awesome. Tom,
did
come
he?
back.
Wasn't that why he was in that thing you do? Because he looks enough like Tom Hanks.
Oh yeah, good call. He's like
Yeah.
a better
Hey,
Colin Hanks. Yeah.
hey.
Tom
Yeah.
after Tom.
But
Anyways.
I always thought it would be just interesting as like a marketing campaign if you just called it an American Werewolf. And it's
That'd be
actually
good.
in
That's actually
America.
what.
Oh,
it
like
should be.
dot or something.
dot
like
dot
that?
dot. It's, you know,
Well, that or just literally, I always thought it'd be an interesting if it was just, high schoolers in America, in the middle
What
of
if-
Iowa. Like it's a real like Americana, like it's a.
That's starting to sound more like Twilight now. I don't know.
Well,
Like,
but they don't turn. It's literally a werewolf, and the werewolf is killing his friends, and you get like a Heather situation. You add in a little bit of kind of dark comedy into the situation.
well,
these people
mixed
died.
in with
They're
the
not
way
dying
this
'cause of
movie
werewolf,
does it, and
'cause
then
werewolves don't exist.
his friends are undead around him. That's kind of interesting because like they can all still party together.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I loved Idle Hands. I think Idle Hands
right,
feel
sure.
forgotten.
Oh, good call, horror comedy.
Okay.
But like
So-
you get an Idle Hands approach with a teenage werewolf in America, and you deal with kind of like and let's be honest, as Idle Hands actually kind of touched on some like Columbine stuff. Like there were some heavy issues that they dropped in that movie. Talking about teenage death and stuff like that. I mean, you could really do some interesting stuff with the werewolf analogy, which
Now-
in itself, I Was a Teenage Werewolf, is literally about hormonal teenagers. Because every time he falls in love, he becomes a snarling beast that slobbers everywhere.
Well,
It's
if you're gonna
very
take
fun.
it there, then I would want to like mash it up with like Brain Scan and get a video game going, and it's like a werewolf video game and whatever.
It's not weird enough for me. I need like an American Werewolf and
that
the
guy
Kingdom
from
of the
Brain Scan
Crystal
is weird.
Skulls.
God.
Why are you
So-
wanting like a Canadian werewolf in Lisvakna?
A
Like you
Polynesian
want
werewolf.
you
in
want
the-
this weird movie with like pantyhose gas station attendants. Like I don't understand you.
That's a weird projection. That's a Freudian
No,
slip
it's
there.
not,
Yeah, that's a
you
you
Freudian
thing.
bastard.
That
Like,
says
I don't
more about you
understand
than-
any of what you're talking about.
A Yugoslavian werewolf in the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. Yeah, so
The
like,
five singers of the werewolves.
well, yeah, there you go. So I think like
What do you want?
what they
Chris?
don't explore in this movie, and they should have more, but I guess it kind of ends a little abruptly and like whatever, is that like we don't really see what he pretty much turns twice, right? It's in the span of a couple
Yeah.
days.
That
Like,
we
what
know of,
happens?
yeah.
What happens when you're trying to deal with this, but all your help, everyone you know, and everyone else, if you try to go to them, you wind up getting them killed. And not really getting it, and then they're still around, and they still have that same kind of like dynamic, like in this movie, where they're still like his friend, but they're also like, you fucking killed me, dude. Like like we all hate you.
Well, yeah,
but
they're still motivated to
But-
like him and get him to do stuff because
after a little while, right? Would he just start descending into more madness? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what if this like kind of makes you crazier as you go?
Oh,
To
I'm
where,
sure
like,
it does.
yeah. So like exploring that a little bit more and just seeing how far you could take that. Would
You
be
want
kinda
more Nazi werewolf dreams like that?
cool. Maybe
So
that's what
if
I'm
there was-
saying.
what if there was like kind of like you can circling back to the Nazi thing a little bit. Like I was kind of thinking also like the werewolves tend to be the leads in these movies, but they don't really get to be the kind of lead that like I kind of want. Like I want a little more like Indiana Jones action. A kid with the King of the Crystal Skull, but like put the werewolf in a haunted house and like he's got to wolf out against these other things to, you know. I know you're kind of throwing out the baby with the bathwater a little bit, but like
No, but you could have a situation where there's something else that's also like a very big threat. That's whatever else,
Yeah.
and the only way to deal with it by the end of this movie is
wolf
to
out.
set this, to set him up, sick him on it.
yeah, like you know, like almost treat the wolf like the Hulk. We're waiting for him to Hulk out. You know, it's like, oh, dude, fucking make him angry, and then like he finally does it, and it's so satisfying, and it's I don't know. I think there could be something to that a
So
little
you
bit.
want a more aggressive version of Teen Wolf?
Kind
Yeah,
of, yeah.
You want
Basically.
you want an American
Teen Wolf in London.
Teen Wolf in America. That's what you want.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
I wouldn't mind taking off from some of what Steve was saying and like putting them somewhere where there's like an affliction, like leaving Las Vegas, but it's American Werewolf in Vegas. And like he's such a drunk, and so messed up all the time, he doesn't really know
Right.
what he's doing.
He loses control to the point where he can't regulate.
And
what's
that
going on
blends
with him.
in, being drunk on the street and falling down on herself naked in the morning, like is Vegas. So nobody
Oof, I
really
like
even
it.
notices. And it like takes a little while for people dropping down, and then like a Vegas cop is on it, and then it's like very Vegas somehow. But maybe because you're way out in the desert, you could even try and get way back to the origins of it. Like, where does it come from? What is this curse? I think if you keep the curse thing and you do that well,
That's
like whoever he
key.
murders haunts him,
Yeah, I
and then he
like
thinks
that.
he's just tripping or something.
Somehow or another,
It'd be
this
the
movie
best
stars
Vegas movie
Jeffrey
since
Combs.
Fools Rush In.
It would be cool
movie-
because then all of a sudden there's this like call girl, this undead.
I was
call
about to
girl
say,
that he randomly
he first-
killed,
he
or this
first
undead
maul- yeah.
priest that he caught at a church or
Right.
something.
He first mauls like an older Vegas showgirl, and she's now just following around trying to like light
You want to
cigarettes.
cross
and
it
give him
over
a
with
hard
that
time.
Pam Anderson movie?
Yeah,
There are a lot of pictures in the
Ooh.
chat.
Oh, that okay. So like, okay,
The last
take that
werewolf.
Barb Wolf.
you take that concept, but it's like this lady who he killed, this Vegas lady. She's got revenge on the mafia and all these other people, so she uses the werewolf to kill all these other people.
Yeah, like feeds
Yeah, I like
him
that.
booze and stuff, so he doesn't know what's going on.
Oh
and,
my
like,
gosh, it's like Ghost.
They did. There
reversed
was a
werewolf.
there was a She Wolf of London. Now, people forget there was a TV show connected
Everybody
to
forgets
this.
for a reason, Chris.
Yeah, well, I just want to fucking ruin all your dreams.
Oh,
and days.
God.
Yeah, that
by
reminded me
making
of
more
She Devil, which I need to get out of my mind right
Actually,
now.
this is a fun
Oh, She
fact.
Devil. She
One of
Devil
the
quality.
one of the first ever shows on Fox News or on Fox
Yeah.
channel
Channel.
She Wolf
was-
of London.
was She Wolves of London, but another what was it? Mick Garris actually worked on that.
Yeah,
another
and
one was
Tom McLaughlin.
another one was Werewolf, starring Chuck Connors.
Oh, that's kind of culty now. That's sort of gotten
Yeah,
some...
Werewolf was like the Incredible Hulk, but for like werewolves.
They just roamed around.
Just
Going
he
town to
literally
town.
just roam
Yeah,
around for
that
justice,
really was. Yeah.
and they turned into werewolves. I mean, it was a wild show. Fox was
God, the fucking TV was the Wild West for a while, and it was so great. I would love to dive more into that. I've been neglecting the chat though. Our second pitch coming from Mikey Riffraff.
Thanks.
His pitch: an American Werewolf in Rome, on the hunt for an ancient relic that will rid him of the werewolf curse. I love this already. Only to find it in the possession of vampires. Now I love it even more. He has to figure out how to defeat the vampires and rid himself of the curse before the next full moon. Take my money, sir. That's
pretty good.
fantastic. The next pitch from Whiskey 41, his pitch: the moon is full. Evil walks the streets when the clock strikes midnight. When the clock strikes midnight, hide your daughters and starving aspiring movie stars. Steven Seagal is an American predator in Moscow. Oh, that
Oh,
fits
God.
quite well. He was also this close to being the lead of Predator 2. I think it's kind of a mistake that he wasn't, honestly.
That
Isn't
made me
he-
think of
isn't
that
isn't he
viral video.
currently-
The guy goes, "Hide your kids, hide your wife." The Amber Lamp.
Oh, yeah. Isn't he currently an American predator in Moscow?
Yes,
Nobody's- yeah.
that's the genius of Whiskey's pitch. Yeah, he is.
Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah.
genius. Yeah.
He is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's already
Putin's-
there. I get it. Yeah.
Yeah, Putin's
Yeah.
puppet. Yes, with a cameo by Vladimir Putin, by Rad Vlad himself. A Canadian werewolf in Jersey. Sorry, I bit you, eh? So there's more pictures of Caitlin Altman, America's Next Top Model, in the chat.
Yeah.
She pitches American Werewolf in London Judgment Day. So I love these Judgment Day pitches. Like the James Cameron, the Linda Hamilton. She was in Beauty and the Beast. So if you're gonna gender flip it and give me a lady wolf, you could have done a lot worse than Linda Hamilton.
Beauty and the Beast, that's close. Wolf-looking
Yeah.
man. Yeah.
I mean, I know
Linda's
Ginger
good.
Snap. I mean, to me, you can't beat Ginger Snaps, but you know,
it's just
LED version of this would kind of be interesting. I mean, just reverse. You could do American Werewolf in London, but you know,
You could do some
Female
really. I can
Joker.
already see the funny ass edits of people doing that one shot from Terminator where she's on top of Kyle Reese and just turning
what
that
is?
into.
I hate the internet.
People love that shot, and I think it's the funniest thing ever. Some dude got that fucking tattooed on him, and God bless that man. He's doing the Lord's work.
You could do the dream, the Judgment Day dream too, and the wolf's like changing into the wolf on the fence or something like that. Like you could mess with that.
Oh yeah, you could get crazy.
You know when she's
yeah.
like holding onto the fence, and it's her bones and whatever.
Or
It's just a bunch of
listen,
yeah.
give me, you know, the House of Frankenstein. Give me a
Yeah.
werewolf from like all the werewolf movies all come together. Like, give me David
Oh.
Naughton.
Like the Spider-Man
Give me
meme, all the
Ginger
werewolves.
Snap.
This is like your
Give
meatballs
me-
masturbation fantasy.
Yeah,
Give me
no.
Jack
I don't mind
Nicholson.
pairing him up with Frankenstein though, especially. With
Oh,
Frankenstein
Jack Nicholson.
as-
No, I love Wolf. We have to
give
do
me,
Wolf.
give me James Spader as the werewolf. He survived. You know, I
Sure.
don't. Give me all of it.
Okay, so
You know-
speaking of surviving, we could have totally gotten the Fly 2 version of this, which we did recently, but like
with his daughter,
with his daughter or his son
His
or
own
whatever,
son,
you know,
yeah.
he had sex with Alex, and there's
Yeah.
no reason to think that she wouldn't have been impregnated.
Yeah,
And
there's-
maybe when you're born with
She could be
it,
having a werewolf baby.
you
She
can,
could be
like,
having a
control it.
blade, like the werewolf without the weaknesses.
Yeah,
you
I
know.
like that.
you don't need the full moon.
Michael,
if
maybe
you're-
if you're born with it, maybe it's Maybelline.
Maybe it's maybe. I know that the way I said it. We don't get a sponsor
maybe.
yet.
Fantastic. So
His hair-
Dustin Nino
his-
with the pitch as well.
His hair was perfect. All right.
So Dustin Nino also with the pitch. His pitch: the Evil Lion Corporation is back at bioengineering the ultimate ninja weapon. This time they cross genes with a wolf and birthed the Ninja Wolf. The only one that can stop them is Michael Dudikoff. Ah, so God, I would love Michael Dudikoff karate kicking werewolves. Oh,
I don't
You
know.
know- you know
Maybe
what'd be
some
great?
Wings Hauser in
so
there too.
good.
you know?
That's
A great-
so good. Wings
great
Hauser,
ca-
take my money.
a great cameo to play with because they were so lame and so like nothing in those Twilight movies, which were huge. What's his name? Taylor Lautner? Is his name?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
All
So
And
he
Robert
cameo-
Pattinson.
right, he cameos. He's a werewolf, but instead of but just to throw it on its head or whatever, he has the most visceral, disgusting change you've ever seen, and then immediately tears somebody completely apart. Like just
Yeah.
guts
Now
them,
that's
you know?
that is
Right.
kind of cool.
Yeah, because that would be a nice little like, oh yeah, I've seen him as a big CGI dog, whatever. And he's like a practical.
That's always been the challenge. I always thought if they did a sequel to this, the way to do it is, and you could do it now, but I'd want a mixture. I would not want any edits. I would just want one take, but it's all physical makeup transformation. It's just now we can digitally kind of edit them together. So
Yeah.
you can imagine that scene if you watch David Naughton just turn without any cuts, without any change away, but it's just literally old-fashioned makeup.
Yeah,
Yeah.
except AI could probably do that in like 2 minutes now, no problem.
I know, but you would not. The whole sell of it would be no CGI, like no.
Well, that's why I want to add something else in the mix. That's why I think the like leaving Las Vegas angle is cool because what if
I
the
do like
wolf's
that angle a
actually
lot.
always drunk? And like you can't predict what a wild animal is going to do usually, but if it's drunk, like you have no idea. So I think like something like that's interesting.
It gets
Maybe inject in Vegas, inject like a bit of the movie Go and like get him on drugs too.
Right, she's
Almost
she's
like
just
Cocaine
making me
Bear
want
a
like
little
get
bit.
Nick Cage in it and do Werewolf's Kiss. You know,
It
him losing his fucking
it gets
mind.
whiskey werewolfed. It happens.
Right?
It's not
The
his
whiskey
fault.
dick werewolf.
Whiskey
He
Dick
half,
Werewolf.
He
That's
half
good.
changes into a werewolf.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sorry,
yeah,
I'm
werewolf.
sorry.
Like they could be doing it. That's interesting.
he can't fully transform.
He can't do it.
That's why this
His
has
like,
never
hands
happened to
and
me.
feet are still human, and he looks weird. Yeah.
Why aren't you change the ghost call girl? Why aren't you changing? I can't.
This has never happened to me before. I swear.
There's this hilarious episode of, well, they're all pretty funny, but there's this hilarious episode of Futurama that's like set in the lost city of Atlanta, but it's like Atlantis.
Oh, I'm with you on that one.
Fry's about to hook up with this mermaid girl who's really hot, and then he's about to like do her, and then it's like he says something like, "Why can't she have the lady part on the bottom and the fish part on the top?"
They get naked, they stand in front of each other, and she's like, "What is that?" He's like, "What is that?"
Yeah, yeah,
It's
like
just
you have
him
like
taking
fish
off,
stuff down
there.
there. So like he wanted so bad he would trade the good-looking girl from like the waist up and put that on the bottom so she has lady parts, and then make out with a fish monster thing on the top just so he can get it in. And that I think would be hilarious here, like a half human, half wolf.
Oh, if he's just like he's just all wolf
sounds like a
from the
hobo with a
torso
shotgun
up,
is what it
and
sounds
then he's
like.
just like a yeah. Oh yeah, that'd be weird,
You
dude.
got skinny.
I mean,
skinny
get it all in there,
legs.
and then and Nick Cage and
Yeah,
the Coen
Nick Cage needs to
brothers,
be in
and
this
it's
movie.
no
Think of
country
how-
for American Werewolf. You know,
Right.
Is
Think
that
how
weird
weird
enough for you,
every-
Chris?
Think how weird every guy looks if he's just wearing a t-shirt as a person, right? Now imagine his old werewolf torso, and then
He's wearing it like a nightie.
yeah. Anyway, all right.
No, that's hilarious. That's
Yeah,
Oh,
okay, yeah.
man.
I thought so too.
We pitched that. Yeah, you all.
We did it. That was it.
You all take a giant fart on American Werewolf in Paris. How dare you?
Yeah, I
It's,
mean,
you know-
everything about that one is just gets wrong. Like the way they shot it is
It
wrong.
does,
Like
it
the way they moved through the story is wrong. Her being in it, like some of the actresses that were in it shouldn't have taken that paycheck.
and yet it's not like wrong enough. Like this is the '90s. This gave us Highlander 2: The Quickening. You could have given us a spectacularly bad film. Instead, you gave us meh.
Yeah,
It's
it's
so
not
meh.
spectacularly bad. It doesn't have. It doesn't get. See, that's why I think the Howling franchise gets crazier. Like I feel like
Yeah.
Howling 2 is spectacular.
You need to get wacky with this shit. It gave us like disturbing behavior with werewolves. You know, like
Oh
it's,
God, you're right. That's like the
Disturbing
best
behavior.
description of that movie.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Jesus!
Yeah.
Same color grading too.
I have to wash
Again.
the Nick Stahl off now. Thank you
Oh.
for that.
You got Nick Stahl.
Yo,
I have to wash away the Nick Stahl with another screening of The Man Without a Face. Tune in next week, folks, for Man Without a Face.
Well,
2,
look,
The
all I gotta say,
Audacity.
for a movie made over 40 years ago, it still holds up as like the werewolf movie.
Yeah.
Kudos to Landis and all these guys.
You know who is still around? You could
Kudos
bring
to Rick
David
Baker,
Naughton
man.
back.
Let's give
And Rick Baker. I mean,
Yeah.
gosh,
Yeah.
like the first movie to win an Academy Award for Best Makeup, clearly for a reason.
But
So
wasn't it? Didn't it have something to do with the Elephant Man? It was because the Elephant Man got snubbed.
yeah,
this
and then
ended
they
up winning.
created, but then this was the first movie that really.
I hate that how Oscar makes it up. Elephant Man should have it too.
Hey, listen.
Yeah,
you get
right.
ele- You get 11 in the category now because of the Dark Knight. You got what you want.
Yeah, that's true.
True.
So Chris,
Well.
what's your werewolf movie? If you were gonna
Oh, gosh, my go-to werewolf. I mean, I love them all. Like I love Teen
Silver
Wolf
Bullet.
so much.
I know
I
know
love
you're gonna say
I
Team,
love
but
Monster
just take-
Squad.
Okay. That's not really that's a all
Yeah, you don't
all-
have to say Monster Squad. Then you don't leave that out. That's a bit character in there. Like
I will
don't
tell
consider it
you
a
this.
werewolf
Mine.
movie.
But John Grease, I love Fright Night Part 2. That's John Grease is the best werewolf ever. I think.
Mine is probably Howling 6: The Freaks, which is actually a really good movie. It's vampires versus werewolves before Twilight.
Well,
Great
I'm
movie.
sure it's no Iron Eagle 3 Aces.
Oh, it
Oh,
is.
I actually forgot about in What We Do with the Shadows. They have a bunch of werewolves. That they
That's so
interact
good
with.
too. That's such
It's
a
the
great
only one that
dynamic.
didn't get spun off. Everything else that spun off from that show was gold. So that would have been cool. But they throw down with some werewolves, and they hate the werewolves because they piss everywhere and they mark their territory, and they're all stupid
See,
bros.
Now
So
I would have
good.
watched a whole fucking direct-to-video series of sequels starring Sasha Mitchell, where it's like wolf boxer status, where it just like has less and less to do with werewolves each time you go around, and it's more like overthrowing dictators and just adventures of a wild werewolf. Cousin Cody,
Quantum Leap,
"Nah,
kinda?"
bro, it's a full moon, man.
Oh my gosh.
It's been 3 episodes, I think, and he hasn't turned. Nobody even said anything about werewolves.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Werewolf
mean,
3,
you
The
could-
Art
you
of
could
War.
That was
in
on
and out,
Fox
like-
in 1992.
Like
Yeah,
maybe
like
he gets
that.
good at like tying himself down or something and like for a while, and he can like just I don't know. There. I liked what Steve was talking about, how like it's so painful, and to live with it for a while, that would be cool to see.
Yeah.
Who's someone who's like 50 and has been a werewolf for like 15 years or 20 years or something like that. And like, what is the toll that it takes? They probably are nomads and they got to move around and they got to like eat, like hunt in the wild or something.
Hard to distinguish, like your humanity from like the wolf.
Yeah. Kind of like what they tried to do in that newest Wolfman movie. They actually shot it in like friggin' New Zealand or something and said it was Oregon. That's why it looks so wild, like the trees and everything.
Yeah.
But that they treated it like it was something that existed deep in the forest. And the only
Which
way
is
you
cool.
get it,
I think they had all the right instincts. I just think they should have maybe done another pass on that. That should have been way better than
same
it was.
thing with the Christina Ricci movie, Cursed.
Yeah.
It's like it wants to do all the right things, but Jesse Eisenberg, he was too young then. He's so bad. And like, it doesn't make sense to like curse and that you can get uncursed. It doesn't.
They shot that
Eisenberg
movie
in that. I have to go
twice.
back and rewatch it now. Jesus.
It's decent. It's a decent entry.
But watch that movie. They filmed it twice. It was so
Really?
bad. The studio's like, just go back and refilm the entire movie.
Yeah,
Wow.
It's true. A true story. Wes Craven.
Jesse Eisenberg is
twice.
really bad. And who is it? Milo Ventimiglia. He's pretty bad too.
Oh, I love Milo.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's not a
Milo.
good-
There's this almost weird romance between them. And it gets weird. Yeah, it gets weird. It feels
nobody's
a lot like
best.
a Scream movie too. Is the thing.
Wow.
Because that's who it is. It's all Kevin
So
Williamson.
I also see in the chat just they want to make sure we don't forget Underworld, of course. Kate Beckinsale. There's no wrong way to Beckinsale, of course.
Those are some CGI
classics.
Yeah, back in sailing.
Sequels.
Well, she didn't do all of them, and she didn't fucking write them. So
That's why they-
maybe
How
we can
many
get off
Underworlds are
our
there?
country club
5?
high horse for
4?
a second.
What's up?
He's
Five of them?
promoted. I promote Howling for the original Nightmare. Who are you calling pretentious with his werewolf movies? How dare
Well,
you?
if that
I thought
doesn't get you
were
kicked out of the
pitching
country
6,
club,
the
I don't know
New
what will.
Freaks.
I love that one. I'm just saying they're all great. Howling 3, the marsupials.
Howling 2 is not
Howling
good.
5, the rebirth.
Well,
Howling
we'll have
7,
a
the New
battle
Moon
of the
Rising.
Howlings
Get out of here.
one day
The
in the
first one
future.
is so good, where the opening and the closing, like Chef's Kiss, amazing.
And Howling 2, Your Sister's a Werewolf, is a great dessert.
I don't know.
It's
That
sure.
edit
There's
right
no,
before
there's,
the
there's no
credits.
wrong way.
It's
There's
sure
no wrong
works,
way to Chris.
but
There's
it
no wrong
works.
way to Christopher Lee, but there is unfortunately running out of time issue on VCR. So I guess it's time for me to say that if you came here for the highbrow energy, then you need to check out Ian's B movie challenge on the swampy classic, The She Beast, and stay on the lookout for Hellbound Books' Beautiful Tragedies coming soon, featuring Ian's poem "Come to Me," which I assume is a love letter he wrote to a slice of gas station pizza. But if you came here for the good looks and smooth voice of Michael Ricci, you can catch him on the newest episode of the Alumni Game Podcast, diving into some bi-week buzz for the glorious Gamecocks, available on YouTube now.
That's right.
And if you came here for the horror, you'll definitely want to check out our back catalog of over 200 other horrifying episodes, and stay tuned all month long for an all-80s horror October on VCR Redux. And of course, you Fandom fans definitely want to tune in next Wednesday at 9 p.m. when we go hands off for our Once Bitten episode. As always, if you enjoyed this video, the best way to help is to smash that like button and leave a comment telling us what movie or TV franchise that you want us to cover on a future episode of VCR Redux. And since you're already doing that, you might as well go ahead and like, subscribe, and follow Fandom Spotlight, the Alumni Game Podcast, and Pop Culture Punk. Till then, back up those Betamax, rewind those Laserdiscs, and we'll see you at the movies.
Ow, Werewolves of London.
Big bad wolf.